Charger joke! What happened? Actually. Oh yeah, Seahawks, I mean, kind of the same thing. Like, kind of what happened because, like, it was a good first half at least. Yeah, here we go. 2022, or actually 2023, NFL. Yeah, let's just go. Here's the recap from Saturday. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to NFL. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. We have the 2023 NFL Super Wildcard Weekend Saturday recap. Obviously, there were two games on Saturday. They were both very, very good games. Obviously, you guys are watching this around noon before the Dolphins and Bills game. But yeah, let's get right to the injuries. Of course, like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. But Mike Edwards, he's expected to play, but he's questionable. But full practice for going as if Kyle Rudolph did not practice. He's doubtful for the Cowboys game as well. Carlton Davis is questionable. He has a shoulder injury as well. Full practice for all these three guys. Keep going up. Hassan Ridgeway is on IR after the 49ers game. Inactive Drake Jackson, Tyron Davis-Price, obviously Jimmy G, and Ross Dwelly as well. Tevin Coleman did not play for the 49ers. Lee Meikenberg is out today, so that's good to know as well. Nothing keeping up. Obviously, Shaquille Griffin's on IR as well. Jeremy Ledbetter and Gregory Jr. were both inactive as well. Jalen Petrie and Trayvon Mullen are both not Jalen Petrie. But Trayvon Mullen is out for the game, so that is good to know as well. Tylan Wallace is on IR, so we won't see him in that game as well. Now here injuries coming out today, like Jalen Ramsey out for training camp, doing shoulder surgery. He might be back for the regular season. Matt Stafford still in IR. There's an update there. You can go read about that as well. Many injuries for the Seahawks. It's pretty simple as that. Like, nothing huge, but a lot of injuries there as well. Mike Williams is inactive. We'll get to him later, but that's really all you got here. A lot of injuries, of course, overall. Hope you guys enjoyed that, though. Let's get right to the first game. Seahawks 49ers. Here are the highlights.
Welcome to the Super Wildcard Weekend presented by Verizon. The playoffs begin. The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Robbie Gould, the steady veteran from 34 with a low snap. Nice job by Mitch Wisnowski to pick that up and put it down. 49ers back on offense. Here comes Christian McCaffrey. A gaping hole. McCaffrey gallops free into Seahawks territory. Cuts it back inside the 20. Second and goal. Purdy scans, dances, and finds McCaffrey, who broke loose. Touch zone. It's Walker off the left side. He gets around the corner and gets in. Touchdown, Seahawks. And he stays that way. He's 23. Niners bring pressure. It's picked up. Smith has time. Wants Metcalf. DK Metcalf. Touchdown, Seattle. Dropped right in the bucket. 46 yards. He remains perfect today. 56. Myers. Straight away with enough leg.
Trust my offense right here.
It's Purdy to sneak it. It's a wall at first, but then he surges forward, and the 49ers are back in front. Pressure. Ball is out. San Francisco's got it. First play of the fourth quarter is a play-action pass. Purdy down the sideline. It's Jennings. First catch of the day. He's down at the 7. On second and goal here. He fakes. He looks. He's in trouble, but keeps it alive and finds Mitchell. Improvisation leads to a touchdown. They'll let him throw again. Wide open Deebo Samuel. Got a block from George Kittle. Deebo Samuel. There he goes. Foot on the gas. Smith to the sideline, and he gets picked off by the Amador Lenore. For the 1 yards and 3 touchdowns. No turnovers on the boot. Samuel running to the back of the end zone. He was covered, though. Purdy chased from behind. Brock Purdy. Oh, boy. Brock Purdy. Found out. Iowa State. And he's shown that it's still in there. There's Robbie Gould.
That offense an opportunity to score.
That is a touchdown for DK Metcalf. Second of the day for him.
And From Sanford, the second-seed 49ers, not in the first half, but in the second half, absolutely lived up to their expectations, blowing out the Seahawks 41-23, beating them, putting up, put these numbers up, 25-6 in the second half. They put a hurting on them in the second half. Geno Smith, though, in the first half, he was fantastic, 25-35, 2 touchdowns, interception, fumble loss, 2 total turnovers. So, second half, I don't think he actually played super bad. He just forced a lot of passes because they were down. But in the first half, he was amazing. As you could see, he hit his back foot and released the ball really quick the whole game. He gave his team a chance to win the start. Obviously, they kind of got away from him in the second half. They could have ran the ball more, but again, when you get down, you have to throw the ball. That's kind of what you get there. But Kenneth Walker was good. Deacon Metcalf showed up in a big way, 10 for 136 and 2 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett did not get downfield enough. I think that was a mistake by the coaches. As well, Kobe Parkinson did not get enough downfield targets as well, but that's really just kind of how the game went. But if they were better there, I do think they could have had a better shot at staying competitive. Ryan Neal at 8 tackles. He had to make a lot of big plays. He didn't really make really good plays in coverage, but he's making a lot of tackles. Bruce Irvin, of course, had a sack. They got their absolute butt kicks up front, and they got out-blocked, if you want to put it that way. Because really, it was all the schematic stuff. None of the 49ers players were really getting wide open. It was really just scheme and the fact that the offensive line of the 49ers absolutely bullied this defensive line. Of course, with only 1 sack. But Uchenna Nwosu was getting pressure. Without Drew Taylor, they didn't really have a guy of consistent source for that guy who can contain the engine, also get to the quarterback consistently, which is really one of the reasons they lost. Jason Myers did have a field goal out, and of course DK did burn Jimmy Ward, who had his worst game of the season, but kind of expected that being rusty. Brock Purdy, though, Jesus, 4 total touchdowns, 18 of 33 and 32 yards. He was running. He looked phenomenal. There's really no other way to say it. He looked just great, just so good. CMC almost averaged a first down per carry. He was awesome, of course, in that really long run to start. Debo had average first down per carry as well. He got some good carries as well. He was definitely their best player offensively, most explosive as well. George Kittle had 5 pancakes. It was pretty crazy to watch. Brock Purdy, of course, with the touchdown, the QB sneak. Christian McCaffrey also got one, as well as Elijah Mitchell and Debo Samuel. Defensively, Dre Greenlaw, I think he got hurt, but he had a good game. Fred Warner also had a very good game. What is it? Demomador, I can't pronounce it. Had an interception. He was pretty good. Charles Amedi, who did have 2 sacks. Eric Armstead did have a sack. Not really much to see from Nick Bosa, but he did get a couple of pressures and a couple of tackles. Robbie Gould had 4 field goals. He was ice in his veins. Stats, 505 yards for 49ers, kind of tells you the story. A lot of that was second half, though. 2-0 turnover ratio as well, 3-1 sack ratio, again there. But the Seahawks were getting pressure, which is good there. They just didn't have a guy who could finish it off. So all I got there, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the game stats. Time for the keys to game rates for both these teams. And what I wanted with this even the Seattle offense was to run the ball early to make things easy once second and third quarters come around. They did, but again, when their defense again kind of failed them. Don't get down by more than 10. They did get down by more than 10. Extremely productive on first down. First half, they were not second half. And set the edge. They didn't set the edge. They were pretty good on the edge in the first half. They could not set it for once in the second half. Offensively, I think they did have a decent game, but it got away from them. I have to give them 2 minuses. They did not play their best game. It wasn't their worst game. They played a very good first half, but they just got to play a really good big game to beat the 49ers. Seahawks defense, contain Christian on the edge. No, make Brock Purdy throw out to the numbers. Yeah, he did. They actually made some good plays there. And blitz out there to create pressures went along with forced throws. They did. Here's the problem. You guys, when it came to just straight up tackling and shedding blocks, you guys were just terrible, just awful. Run defense was god awful. And just same thing. Same just straight up tackling, they were god awful. They're gonna give them 5 minuses. First half, I kind of like what I saw, but again, they were still getting torched. Second half, they got their absolute butts kicked. 5 minuses. Time for the 49ers. Okay, for the Niners offense, it was a little underwhelming in the first half, but they did get the ball to Elijah Mitchell and CMC enough. That's kind of really all they needed to do. Offensively, they kind of got the job done 5 pluses. And they got scored 41 points. 49ers defense under 100 total rushing yards allowed. They actually might have got that. Defensively, it wasn't one of their best games. They gave a lot of big plays, but in the end, they did make Geno throw balls into tight windows. Sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. Defensively, I'll give them 3 pluses. Pretty solid game overall. 49ers are moving out of the divisional round. They'll host a divisional game against the higher wildcard team. So that'll be cool to see. But yeah, let's get to the next game. This game was crazy. Here's the AFC Saturday Night Special Wildcard Playoff highlights.
Of difficulty.
How about that crazy play?
Exactly the shot they want. They're on this stage for the first time, and they're definitely not dreaming anymore. Welcome to Wildcard Saturday Night.
In free agency, and it's paid off. Off the fake, that's knocked away, it's deflected, and it's intercepted. Drew Tranquil comes away with the ball, and the Chargers. Bosa boys. Little toss here. Eckler looks for room and into the end zone. He goes for the touchdown. Extra pressure, but the pass is intercepted at the 26-yard line. It's Asante Samuel. Guard attempt. And so the Chargers. Lawrence throws, and again it's intercepted. Final minute. To the outside, there he goes, cuts it back, touchdown. 3rd and goal, Herbert throws, caught, Everett, and he is in there. 3rd and 10. In the pocket, fires, and that is going to be picked again by Asante Samuel. What are they? J.K. Scott to kick it. It bounces.
Oh, my goodness.
Look out. Hit a Jaguar. Dicker now comes in for a chip shot, 23 yards, which he boots through. In the pocket, fires, and that'll be caught for the touchdown. Spread it out. Etienne in the backfield. Lawrence looking under pressure, throws wide open, making the catch. Marvin Jones. He had this year was from 52. And this time it is good. Lawrence protected well. Going deep, has a man open again. Say Jones for the touchdown. Cameron Dicker. And this time, no good. Lawrence fires. And some caught. Touchdown. 3 backs behind him. To the outside. ETN. First down and a ton more. Likely on Kansas City. Here we go for the win. Got it, but there's a flag down. There's a flag down as everybody's.
I mean, 27-0. There's really no other way to say it. The Jags outscored the Chargers 31-3 after they went up 27-0. I mean, it was a kind of a tale of two halves. Brendan Staley should get fired for this. That was a Charger choke. There's really no other way to say it. They should be in the division round. That was really bad. 5th biggest comeback in NFL history. 3rd biggest in playoff history because, again, the playoffs. Teams are desperate, but whatever. Yeah, the Jags, great win. I did not expect that to happen at all. I mean, I expected them to win, but not like that. Justin Herbert, to be completely honest with you, he didn't have one pass over like 20 yards. It was kind of bad to see, but he did have like time. I think he had a pretty good game. 25-43, 273 and a touchdown. But in the 4th quarter, he didn't come up big. They couldn't run the ball either, as expected. Really the demise of their season. 2 touchdowns for Austin Eckler as well, though. They had a lot of short fields in the first half. They didn't do crap in the second half. Scoring just 3 points, more like 6, but whatever. Gerald Everett was by far their best player in this game. Austin Eckler wasn't hitting all his holes. Gerald Everett was making the holes for him. He did have a touchdown as well. Keenan Allen couldn't create really any separation. Josh Palmer had one nice catch downfield. It wasn't even that long downfield. He's got to be their downfield guy. He was not at all. DeAndre Carter, he stunk. There's really nothing to say. It felt like he dropped 5 passes. Defensively, Derwin James actually was probably their only reason they, at least in the second half, they, didn't give up more points. Taylor 2 has, actually. Asante Samuel Jr. got 3 interceptions. I don't even think I really saw him in the second half. I don't think I even saw him on the screen. Because Trevor Lawrence simply didn't throw it to him. First half, they were jumping on everything. Second half, they weren't, simply because they wanted to stay back. Like, oh, we got a lead. They were really complacent in the second half as well. Drew Tranquil, of course, the other interception. Cleveland had a sack. Sebastian Joseph Day had half a sack as well. And Kenneth Murray also had half a sack. Joey Bosa did not show up. It was pretty bad. But in the second half, that was just an absolute complete collapse. Even their kicker missed it on a big one. Trevor Lawrence. I don't think there's another quarterback in the league, even maybe Patrick Mahomes, that would have done what he did. He threw 4 interceptions in the first, let's say 20 minutes of the game. Then he threw 4 touchdowns the rest of the way and 200-something yards. That's insane. No one does that. That's, crazy. Honestly, they'll probably get their absolute butt spanked next week, probably in Kansas City, because they'll just pressure him up to his butthole, because that's kind of what they do. Of course, quick passes is what solves it. And they're able to run the ball well. But again, Trevor's got to be better against the blitz, and I think they had a good run game, though. That's really the only thing you'd say. He was just completely different in the second half. Completely different player. Evan Ingram, 7 for 93 and a touchdown. I mean, really good game. Same with Christian Kirk. He really didn't get much separation, but it worked out in the end. Of course, Zay Jones, a lot of quick underneath stuff, and then caught that bomb. And, of course, Marvin Jones also a touchdown. 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers. They've got a good group there. But they do need to get a better receiver. I'll just say that. Felicity Lucock had 8 tackles. Roy Robinson-Harris had 5 tackles and a sack. He was great. Josh Allen had 3 tackles and a sack. Even Trayvon Walker was getting pressure, which you didn't really see a lot because he's never really on the. You don't really see him do a lot. Devin Lloyd actually was good in pass coverage as well. Riley Patterson hit a field goal, big one, of course, the game winner. Stats-wise, both teams had a lot of yards. Of course, the Jaguars tailed 2 halves, 390 total yards, though. Of course, the 0-5 turnover ratio, you don't really win many games doing that, but they were able to. But I will say the Jags' offensive line in the second half was much, much better, which is really the reason they won. They're pretty bad on third down as well. In terms of just straight-up efficiency, the Chargers should have won this game, and they absolutely should have. They choked. There's really another way to say it. That's what you got there, guys. Let's get right to the keys to the game grades for both these teams. And what I wanted to see from this Chargers offense was just simply Justin Herbert making big third down throws. He made some of them. He didn't make all of them, though. Like in the fourth quarter, he missed some wide open receivers. I mean, maybe not wide open, but he tried to force the ball into the receivers over the middle a couple of times. Of course, offensively, I have to give him 3 minuses. Really, they weren't the reason they lost, but again, they just did not do what you expect. They settled for a couple too many field goals. That was a terrible game. Defensively, though, they did not prevent Travis Etienne from doing anything. They were great in the first half, in the secondary, but really it just came down to their front 7 was not even close to good enough. Definitely, in the first half, they really relied on their edge rushers. And, of course, the defensive line didn't really do much at all. And, of course, the linebackers really didn't have to do much either. Defensively, it was to get a tail 2 halves. I got to give them 5 minuses. You can't blow that lead. Time for the Jags. I mean, let's be honest. Against any other team, the Jags get their absolute butts kicked in this one. But again, they stayed resilient. They did what they got it done. I got them 3 pluses because 27 points. Yeah, it seems like a lot, but it's really only like a 3. Well, they kept it a 3-score game, 1 at halftime. I mean, you got somewhat of a shot. No one actually thought they were going to come back, but they did because again, it's the Chargers. Jags defense didn't keep them under 20 points, but they kind of did. Defensively, they didn't really get much of anything. I'll be completely honest with you. In the first half, because they really just didn't have much happen. I think 1 good drive by the Chargers offense. They made them earn it, though. Defensively, they put a much better game than I'd expect them to play, so I will give them 5 pluses. Great game by the Jags, guys. Of course, 27-point comeback. Crazy game. Hope you guys enjoyed the games today. Yeah, see you in the next one. Yeah, here's a John Morant dunk.
Oh, my word! Holy cow!